Sainz is very much the cork in the bottle for the driver market heading into 2025, with the current Ferrari driver looking for the best seat for himself after being removed from the Scuderia's lineup. But out of nowhere, Wolff has suddenly made a huge U-turn on his previous decision and has decided that Sainz might be an interesting opportunity after all. Sainz is without a drive next year because Ferrari was unable to pass up the opportunity to sign Lewis Hamilton, with the Spaniard having to give up his seat despite performing well, to the point where he was briefly the only non-Red Bull driver to win a Grand Prix in over a year thanks to his victory in Singapore last season. However, with several teams having available cockpits next year, Sainz has disclosed that he has had offers from all over the grid, and he is taking his time selecting, to the point where other drivers have been unable to declare their own intentions for next year as teams wait for Sainz to make a choice. Among his thoughts is finding a cockpit that would give him a strong 2025 while also giving him confidence in his competitiveness in 2026, when the regulations are renewed with new engine and aero requirements. This means weighing the possibility of taking a significant step backward next season in order to take on a project in 2026. But 13-time Grand Prix winner David Coulthard believes Sainz should simply take whatever seat offers him the best chance of strong results in 2025, rather than attempting to figure out all the possibilities. This comes amid rumours that Sainz has turned down one-year contract offers from Mercedes, a team that is performing well, due to the possibility of being hijacked by Kimi Antonelli for 2026 if he commits to the Brackley-based squad for a single season when multiple-year deals have reportedly been extended to him by Audi and Williams. In modern Formula One, I would definitely, with his talent, age and everything, go for performance, Coulthard said when considering Sainz's chances for next season. I would go for whatever car next year I believe is going to give me performance on track. Coulthard stated that reports about certain organisations' preparations for 2026 are essentially meaningless at this point, since it is simply impossible to determine who has a hold on the new regulations until the season begins in just over 18 months. I would not think about 2026 because nobody knows, he said. Whatever the rumours are, Mercedes has the best engine rumours, Red Bull has a problem. All of these things. I saw a quote from Christian Horner this weekend going, "Well, the guy that's leaving to go to Ferrari, Hamilton, must have seen something." So all of that is nobody truly knows until the car goes out on the track, because if they truly knew, then at the highest level all of those teams would be delivering the same car in terms of performance because they've all got the same regulations. Coulthard, who left McLaren at the end of 2004 and did not immediately sign a new contract until committing to the burgeoning Red Bull project, said he would have had no problem signing a one-year contract with a competitive team for 2005, even if there were no guarantees for the years after that. Yes, if I'd had a one-year opportunity in a team that was winning Grand Prix, or looking like they were on the cusp of that, 100%, he said, when asked what choice his younger self might have made. Because you go there and assert yourself, deliver, and they'll want to keep you. Now, I know you could say, well, Carlos was doing a good job, he's winning Grand Prix and they didn't want to keep him. The problem he had was that a 7-time world champion wanted to go to Ferrari, and that was just too good a marketing story first of all, because the only marketing that Ferrari does is motor racing. You'll never see a TV advert, you'll never see a magazine advertisement. They only advertise through motorsport, and already Ferrari got a boost and their share price got a boost when Hamilton signed. So I think for Carlos, you've got to go for performance. Look at Valtteri Bottas. He was winning Grand Prix and not being embarrassed alongside Lewis. He went to Sauber and he's been anonymous since, not because he's forgotten how to drive. But the car just doesn't allow you to show yourself. What do you think? Should Sainz try to aim for the best 2025 seat, or for a good long-term project? Luckily for Sainz, it has just been revealed in recent days that Toto Wolff has said that there is still a chance for Carlos Sainz to join Mercedes F1, but he would not rush his decision. This being one of the reasons Sainz is taking so long to make a decision. When Red Bull retained Sergio Perez, Wolff initially withdrew from discussions with Sainz, citing a desire to observe how Mercedes youngster Andrea Kimi Antonelli did in Formula 2. It has left commentators and fans divided on whether Mercedes should sign Sainz and give Antonelli a year or two with Williams, like they did with George Russell, or take a chance on placing the teenager behind the wheel. When asked about the issue, Wolff responded, "There is no one-size-fits-all answer to that. I think we have narrowed down the pool of drivers we want to work with in the future, and we want to make a decision in favour of what Mercedes can have in the next 5 to 6 years. And Kimi and George have been our junior drivers for a long time, and I would like to stay true to the program. That said, with Carlos, you have a sure value, especially in a very tight championship next year. You have another driver who is going to be very competitive, who, if our car is good, could help us secure a fight for the Constructors' Championship. With Carlos, you have a safe bet. There are certainly many arguments in favour. That is why I also want to take my time with the decision and keep all options open as long as possible. And when I spoke to Carlos, I already told him, I am not sure you can wait as long as I would like you to wait. Pressed on whether Sainz is still a possibility, Wolff said, I don't want to make a decision quickly, but yes, he is. If we have more time to decide, Carlos is definitely still a chance, but Carlos needs to make a decision on what he does with the other teams. Could this mean that Mercedes is still looking at Sainz as a real possibility for 2025? And as Coulthard said, if you're that good, they'll want to keep you. This year, the Spaniard has taken plenty of risks, resisting the urge to hurry into a decision and sign a contract too soon. However, Sainz may have waited too long to reach an agreement. At the start of the season, Sainz was connected to several big teams. Specifically, the 29-year-old was mentioned as a potential target for Mercedes, which is currently looking for a Lewis Hamilton replacement. But Sainz has to be aware of what might happen even if the Silver Arrows did offer a contract, as it would most likely be a short-term one. And after abruptly losing his Ferrari position, Sainz does not want to spend the following year as a placeholder. A return to Red Bull was also considered a possibility, particularly as Sergio Perez's form dipped. This also opens a door at Red Bull, but they look set to promote Lawson or even bring back Ricciardo to the team. Due to these disadvantageous circumstances, Sainz has to wait for Mercedes, or his only alternatives are in midfield. For a long period, Williams and Sauber were considered the favourites to seal a contract. Indeed, when Sainz said during the Spanish Grand Prix that he would make a definitive choice, many anticipated him to join Williams. However, the scenario altered once more. Flavio Briatore's position as executive director at Alpine has piqued his interest. As previously reported, Alpine might consider a swap to Mercedes engines for the 2026 rules. This would be a huge shift in strategy for Team Enstone, who would basically be giving up their manufacturing position. Regardless of whether this is the right choice, Alpine's move explains why Sainz is yet to put an end to the speculation and make a decision. Many people believe that hesitance is counterproductive. James Vowles has indicated that Williams cannot wait indefinitely for an answer, and Mercedes seems to want to wait to almost the end of the season before they make a decision. Inevitably, the longer a driver delays before putting pen to paper, the higher the possibility of teams leaving and doors closing. Despite this reality, Carlos Sainz appears to be confident enough in his abilities to continue playing this high-risk game. And with Wolff entering the draw once more, it could be a concrete reality that Sainz will be driving in a Mercedes for a year or two. What do you think? Will Sainz end up at Mercedes after all? Or is this opportunity already gone? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.